Hey Spirit Island fans, Matt here. We've got our super cool combo, Sunbright Whirlwind mixed with Devouring Teeth. These are both entry-level spirits from the Horizons package. They're low complexity, but I also think that they have a lot of strategic depth, and they have some neat synergies. Sunbright Whirlwind is a control spirit that's good at putting things into one land. It's got lots of pushes, and it's also got a bunch of damage abilities that just do like one damage at a time, little chips here and there. On the other hand, Devouring Teeth loves to have a bunch of things grouped up, both for its innate as well as the big defend that it's got, and it has the ability to pump up the damage of another spirit's ability. So that +3 damage intersects really well with Sunbright Whirlwind. We're going to go against France. Let's get into it. Okay, Sands Explore. And then we have to add one. Here, I'm going to add it into the land that has the disease. Here, I'm going to add it into the land with the beast in hopes that events just sort of pick that off eventually. So for Sunbright Whirlwind, they have the ability to when they place a presence, they can push and explore. So we're probably just going to push out of this land to fully solve it. And then we need to draw into some sort of solution for this. One option would be scatter to the winds and making it fast using Gift of Windsped steps, so just pushing everything out of there. That's sort of a nice, easy solution. The other option would be something like Tempest of Leaves and Branches next turn, which does 5 different invaders, 1 damage to each of them, and then we do the 3 that are here, but then we use Gift of Furious Might from Teeth in order to be able to do extra damage to that town and that city to full clear. I like that option because it doesn't force us to use Windsped steps earlier. We're generally going to want to use that to make the innate here fast, or to make it has to be something that has the word push or gather on it. So we can't use it to make Ferocious Rampage fast, but we can use it here. So let's go ahead and grab some energy and a presence, and we'll go, I think we want to go to 2 card plays, and let's do Ferocious Rampage, and then I like Herd towards the Lurking Maw. That lets us gather and explore out of wherever it ends up, building into. And it gives us just the presence gather from the innate. And then next turn, we're going to be playing these 2. So we'll be defending in this land, and then Furious Might passed over. And then we're going to have 1 fire. If we get at the fire from up there, we'll have the first level of the innate, get to do 2 damage. That looks nice. Okay. Over here, our current plan, we kind of don't necessarily need any immediate action. So let's grab a power card. Twin Days, great card. Scour the Land, great card. Scour the Land is so good against France. And it has air, which is one of our elements. I'm kind of into that. Pact to the Joined Hunt. Can we get any value out of this right off the bat? Here, but we've already probably got that land cleared. We could, we could kill, let's grab Scour the Land. I think town kills are great against France. There's no need to overthink this. And we don't need to do anything right now. So let's push the Explorer into there. And then the range boost isn't needed. The slow to fast isn't needed. We want to use Tempest next turn. Scatter to the Winds we can use to just solve a land to push 2 Explorers out of it. I like that. And then I think I'm fine underplaying. And then next turn, well, it's not underplaying. We only have 1 card play. Next turn we go up to 2 card plays and we start doing a little bit more, taking advantage of the innate, all that. Okay. And we got a Wetlands. Okay. And we have to add an Explorer everywhere. Let's go here and here. Okay. So this is going to do 4 damage here. So we probably want to pull in an Explorer from there so that Explorer doesn't build. And then we can clear this all out. and then we grab the presence into there so that we can defend it next turn. Scatter to the winds. I like using that to clear this and push and explore into there, and then I guess into here. Okay. And now I think we want to gain another power card, and we're going to place our presence here to push this explorer out. We can push it into the land with Dahan, so it'll clear. That exposes us to a little event risk, but I think it's worth it. And actually, I think I should grab the power card before I place the presence. Okay. Grab a minor power. Call to Guard, extremely good for us. Gather Dahan, and then it's on element. It costs 0. This is everything that we want. Call to Ferocity is kind of interesting. It gives us more pushes, and we can use our abilities to make the push fast. It's kind of, there's something there, but I don't think it's something we need. Guardian Serpents, we could use that to defend here. If we place a presence, turn it into a sacred site. It's kind of interesting. Inflame the Fires of Life. I think I'm going to go with Call to Guard. It is just a very strong card. And let's push this Explorer there. And so we want to do Tempest here. And then, maybe we like scour the land to solve this. That's kind of interesting. We can't make it fast, so that's a shame. Maybe Gift of Windsped Steps, and we use that to make the innate fast over here. We have 4 energy, and we're going to be playing 3 energy worth of cards. And we're going up to fire, so we're going up to 3 energy next turn. So we will have 4 energy again next turn, which is enough to play any combination of cards. So we can grab a power card. Drought, good card, but we already have Scour the Land, and those play very similar roles. Veil the Night's Hunt, totally off element, but pinging in lands with Tahan is very good against France with the double Explorer. Mesmerized Tranquility is kind of interesting. We could imagine using that like here. Delusions of Danger is a card that Sunbright wants. None of these are great for us, if we're being real. I'm going to grab... I think I might just grab Drought, because it is, like, better on elements. Like, there's nothing else. Or maybe Veil the Knight's Hunt. Yeah, I could easily see this getting value to just ping off 2 explorers at once if they explore here, or here, or here, or, you know, any of the other places. So I like that. And then I think we do want to add a presence there, because we're going to want to, like, defend and do things there next turn. So we're going to be defending here. This solves itself, and then this gets solved with Tempest. And we can do 2 damage from our innate. So that'll kill the town there. Okay, I like this line. This needs to be within one of a sacred site. Cool. So let's go ahead and place presence a little bit differently. I think we have to go here. And let's push the... And let's keep the Dahan grouped up. I think we just don't push. Tempest and the slow to fast. And then next turn we're going to get to... Or in the slow we're going to get to push and explore, which is nice against France. Okay. Gift of Furious Might, Tempest. Increase by 3. Great. Let's speed you up. And then, we do have a choice. We can kill this to stop a town from being built and not have to think about this land at all. Or we can kill this, which will get rid of a town, but then we do have to figure out how to solve it next turn. So I do like more cleanly just solving this land to not have to think about it. Add an explorer and a town to a land with towns or blight. This creates some very good scour the land targets. Let's see. I think we want to go in inactive lands. So this is about to build. We don't want to touch it. So the choice is here or here. I like Into the Mountains, and then I think we're going to Scour next turn, which is within range. It's 2 from a Sacred Site. And then over here, let's add it to the jungle. And so the choices are this, which is about to Ravage, here, or here. And the reason that I'm adding for the jungle instead of the mountain is because I don't want to add to mountains on both sides. That adds like a lot more variance, where if mountains come up, we get double screwed. And then if mountains don't come up, we're great. We know there's a 50-50 chance, and 50-50 of like terrible versus great is worse than 100% certainty on one will be not great and one will be totally fine. Destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. Cool. And then each spirit with at least 3 Dahan among its lands gains an energy and can reclaim a card. Don't have that. Invaders don't ravage. We don't need that. Okay. And we're going to add this here because it'll get destroyed by the Dahan. And then let's add it into the land with the beast in hopes that it gets pinged off. And now we can push 1 explorer. I like the idea of pushing an explorer out of this. And then pushing the other explorer out when we add our presence. That seems smart to me. And then I think we'll use Scour the land here to just full clear it. And we'll be up to 3 card plays, which means we are going to have 3 air. So we will be able to do it slow to fast. So let's push this. And I hate to add it into here because then that has so many explorers in the same land. On the other hand, we do have access to a Tempest, which can just ping off a whole bunch of explorers at once. So, you know, if the next time wetlands come up, basically we will hit it with the Tempest, probably the Tempest and Gift of Furious Might combo. We're about to reclaim, so I think we want to go energy instead of card draw, just to make sure that we have enough energy for next turn. I'm not sure if we actually need that. Let's see, we're getting 2 energy per turn, and we're only playing 1 energy this turn, and next turn, the most we could play is 4. I think grabbing the energy is like a useful hedge against the odds that I might want to play exactly these cards, the most expensive ones in hand. We'll push this explorer over. Okay. And we're going to hit 2 levels of the innate, so we can push 2 explorers. That'll solve a land cleanly, which is very nice. And 2 turns from now, we'll go up to the air, so we start hitting like the bottom levels of the innate. Okay, and I think we are reclaiming here. So let's go ahead and grab, do we go up to 3 energy or do we grab the animal element? Grabbing the animal tag means that we can hit a like a stronger position, but can we afford everything? Let's figure out what we're going to be playing. I think we're definitely playing the defend 9 because we need to solve that. Veil the Knight's Hunt isn't really useful for us. I guess we could push Dahan in or out. You know, you could push the Dahan out of this so that it doesn't die. That's not terrible. I like the idea of Ferocious Rampage here to kill both towns. So that would give us a fire. Okay, if we do that, then getting the extra animal tag doesn't get us to the final level of the innate, so we can ignore it. So let's go up to 3 energy. And then once we get down 2 more, we'll be able to afford everything. Okay. And we're getting plus range. We might as well give it to Devouring Teeth, though I'm not sure that they need it. This is kind of a card we're playing for energy more than anything. Solve this. And then one nice thing is that we're reclaiming it this turn, and maybe we like pop off to cleanly kill this next. There's, you know, some interesting like using it twice options. So now we can gather Dahan and defend. So we're too far away to use it there. So we're probably using it to pull out of this. And then instead of using it to defend, then we're going to use it to do 1 damage to each added or moved invader. So we're basically using this to stop explore issues. And we're at stage 2, so either jungle or coast. There's like a 40% chance this land gets hit. So I like grabbing that. Okay. Add a town to a coastal land without cities. Sure. Hate to see it. Okay. If we add here, it builds, so we're going to add there. If we add here, it builds, so we're going to add there. Cool. Choose a land with town and Dahan. Push 1 town per 2 Dahan there. Okay. This is not super useful. I mean, I guess we can push this out into the sands, which is already a problem, sort of group up all of our problems. And then over here, we don't get any good use. Okay. And we have to add a town. I think it makes the most sense to add it here because we already have our presence. Okay. And we're going to add town, town. And now we have to start doing our France 6 ads. If we add it here, it just immediately dies. And then, maybe there. Okay. So we have the range boost, which means that we can do this and cleanly kill both of those towns even without gathering our presence in, which then lets us gather into here and kill the town. There might be a better option, but we do want to have the defend here, I think. So we're probably reclaiming again. How do we want to do this? We could pull into here to do 2 damage and then push, well, this can push, oh, this could just push everything out, right? So we could go, right, we're pushing all 3. And so the reason that I feel comfortable having so many explorers in this land, which normally you wouldn't want to do as France, because if wetlands comes up, this could build 7 towns at once. I feel fine doing this because we've got Tempest, which can just take 5 of those off instantly, and we can combine it with Gift of Furious Might to basically not full clear the land, but get like very close. So now we just need to think, how do we want to kill the town to make this a little bit easier? We're probably reclaiming next turn, so we do need a presence here in order to play the defend again. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll kill the town. Okay. 0 towns building here, and this is going to have 1 town, 2 towns, 3 towns. So 3 towns are getting built, none are getting killed in the Ravage. Even if we, worst case scenario, add 2 towns due to the escalation from France, we're in a fine position. Okay. So let's go to here. And I think we definitely want to play this. And then so we need to play something with a fire. So Ferocious Rampage that can kill 2 towns. I think that's a strong line. And then we're reclaiming here. We've got 6 energy. We could play a major. I think there's an appeal to that. We could also use like Scour to clean this land or this land out. This land makes the most sense because we could do it fast. And then next turn, forget Scour for a major. I think Scour is a great card, but it's something you don't want to play too much just because of the blight costs. We can also like use Gift of Windstep Speed. We can use the slow to fast on ourselves to clean this land, which I like that. Let's grab a miner. and we'll grab a major next time for getting Scour. So we've got Bloodrust Predators. That's interesting. This card is kind of tough because it has to go 2 for 1, right? It only does damage after invaders are already destroyed. But Sunbright Whirlwind has a lot of abilities that do 1 damage, like the 3rd level of its innate, or Tempest. And so Bloodrust Predators combos really well with those. So I don't hate it. Swarming Wasps is 0 cost and has air. That's great in my eyes. It's not a strong effect, but the elements are good. Cycles of Time and Tide, I don't know if we need this. We could use it to heal Blight here immediately, but beyond that, I don't know. And Prowling Panthers, we do have, our beasts are in jungles and mountains, which is kind of good, but it's off element, costs 1 energy. I'm gonna grab the cheap one. Okay, so we want Scour the Land. We want our Slow to Fast, and then we need something with Sun and Air, just to make sure that we hit our threshold. So let's go with Gift of Sunlit Air. The range boost, Teeth doesn't need that this turn. Tempest I want to save in case we get a Wetlands next turn. Call to Guard doesn't have any immediate use, so I do think then it ends up being Gift of Sunlit Air just by default. So range boost to Teeth, Slow to Fast to us, and then we're going to push. This has to be... Okay, let's slightly undo this. Range boost to ourselves, Slow to Fast to ourselves. We're going to push everything into here, and then Scour the Land to get rid of 3 towns and 4 explorers. Okay, now we're cooking. And we'll defend. So we've cleared out 3 of the sands. This one's going to build. It'll build 2 towns. We're fine. And then we've got this defended, so it doesn't take any damage. Let's push the explorer into... Let's just pair them up for cultural asym. And it is a Slave Rebellion turn, which is a thing I definitely remembered. So we can kill this town immediately off the bat. And is there any way that we could have pushed Dahan in order to... No. So I think we just drop 1 here. Yeah. Okay. 2 fear cards. That feels good. Sunbright Whirlwind struggles to gain a lot of fear, so very happy that we've gotten that part. Add an explorer to a land without invaders or Dahan. You simply hate to see it. Don't want to put it into a building land. Ravaging land is fine. And yeah, let's go there. Each beast destroys an explorer. And we can use Slow to Fast. So, okay. This is going to build 2 towns. And if we use Ferocious Rampage now, we get a little bit less fear, but instead it will only build 1 town. So I think that is the line that we want. Choose a land to isolate. Okay. If we isolate here and here and here, we've got this will be pocketed and this will be pocketed. This is kind of... And sands can't come up, so that doesn't... This one doesn't matter that it's not pocketed. So I think this is strong. And then it's a choice of which of these do we want to pocket. We can isolate this or this to get one or the other. I think I want to go here simply because this has Blight and this one doesn't. Push up to an explorer town from a land not matching a build card. Great. I think this is like a consolidate our problems turn. So let's push you into here. And then one of these is getting pushed into one of the built up lands. Let's go here. Okay. And now this would cause a Blight Cascade, which we don't want. So we are going to have to add a town there. And then here, I think we add a town to this. And now I feel good adding an explorer to each of these because they will die in the Ravage. And now we can do 2 damage into a land of our choice. So we could go here to get rid of that town. We could go here to, or we could go here to get rid of like 2 of these explorers. Here to clean the town or the 2 explorers. Next turn, we're definitely using Tempest and Gift here to start cleaning this stuff up. We're going to go up to 3 card plays plus an air. So we're also going to have the ability to push 3 things and then do 1 damage in the land push 2, which is kind of nice. Okay. So this is going to build 3 towns. This will build 2 towns. And this we are hopefully clearing almost everything out of so that we don't have to think about that. So let's go ahead and I think we just want to kill 2 explorers for town count reasons. Okay. Let's grab a... we should just quickly... Yeah, there's nowhere that's like great for Scour the Land. So I think we're going to grab a Matrix. We're on 6 energy. Rapid Wings of Sunlight is so good for us because we can solve this, which means that we don't need to reclaim on Teeth, and we're not going to take any Blight. It's also great elements for us. Thickets has some interesting options. You know, you can use it here to kill the town and then immediately remove the Blight as well. These are not bad choices, but Rapid Wings of Sunlight really just is that girl for the moment, and we're going to forget Scour. And we want to push an Explorer or a Dahan with this. Let's go ahead and I think we're going to push an Explorer out of this land. Okay. And we can move the Dahan from here. And then we just need something with air. So Scatter the Winds, I think, is a good choice. We can use that to like clean stuff up. Swarming Wasps doesn't have any immediate use. Call to Guard. I mean, we could defend to stop against edge cases for these lands. I like Scatter the Winds just because we can use it to solve whatever builds next turn. Okay, and then over here on Teeth, we definitely have to play Gift, and we're probably playing... None of these cards are great for us, to be honest. We might be gaining a card. We're going to be going up to Fire. So we're going to have, just with Gift alone, we'll have Fire, Fire. As long as we play an Earth card, we get the first level of the innate. And if we play like Furious Rampage, we get the second level as well. Is that right? No. It needs to be either Marked Territory or Herd. Okay. Let's I think we're good on energy, so let's just grab a miner to see what we get. Carapace Land, I mean, good defend up. I mean, that solves this fully next turn because it already has 3 Dahan. So that's really strong next turn. Land of Haunts and Embers, I don't love it. Unquenchable Flames has 2 of our 3 elements. Elemental Boon is nice, but we have totally different elements from each other. I guess using Elemental Boon means that we get the final level of the innate. That's interesting. I'm going to grab Carapace Land just because it does solve this land immediately. And let's place a presence. It's at range 1. I'm just going to get like a little more cross-board options. Okay. And we are actually at the 4 damage part of the innate, so that is very strong. We can use that to kill 2 towns out of this, and I think that's a good place to be. Okay. Gift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so if we use gift, we can't use it to do damage to an additional invader. We can't use it to do like to 6 different ones. We can only use it to do extra damage to the things that we are already planning on doing damage to. That potentially changes things. This isn't building any towns. This is going to build 2 towns. This isn't building any towns, and this will build 3. So we're building 5 towns. That's fine. And we're going to lose 1. So we'll have 3, 2 more from the escalation. So we're not losing to the town uh, rule unless we get edge cased by an event. So I think we're fine with just doing what we did. Um, the other thing is potentially we could use this and we don't do the extra damage. Okay, yeah, let's do it that way. So we're going to kill the explorers. We don't increase damage, and then next turn we'll push stuff and we'll do the extra damage, or not next turn, in the slow phase, we'll use the push. Okay. Dahan trade with the invaders. Hate to see it. We have 3 fire, 4 fire active, so we can just pay for this, which I think is what we're going to do, because we do want this counterattack to go through to kill the town. So display Wrath, and we'll kill that one, and then we have to kill one of these. I think we'll go with this. Push a disease, we don't have any of those. Okay. I think there we go. So we are now going to be able to do 4 damage somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this does get fully defended by the defend card. We're going to be on 3 card plays. So we're playing both defend cards and then something else. That feels good. So we should use the 4 damage to clean out some other problem. We could use it to destroy a bunch of this. Let's go ahead though, and we are going to use Violent Windstorm. We push 3 things, and then we're going to do 6 damage in the land that we push to. So let's go 1, 2. I don't know that this is correct. I think, I mean, this is back-to-backing, so it is our biggest issue. Maybe we push 3 towns in and then just immediately kill off those towns. And then I guess we're wrapping Wings of Sunlight, repeating this onto there, because we have to reclaim on this turn anyway. Okay. The other option is we use Scatter to the Winds to push all of this stuff out, and then Violent Windstorms to push 3 Explorers in, and then with the extra damage, we'll kill the 3 Explorers and the city. Okay. Okay. And we increase by 3, so we kill the city. Okay. So now this is our problem land, which would that we did not forget Scour the Land to be able to just full clear that in the fast next turn. But we are going to be able to do, like, we don't need to do Rapid Sunlight. So we're in like a better position. We can like Tempest again right here. Yeah. And now we are gathering an Explorer and Town and then doing 4 damage. I kind of like the idea of just gathering like an Explorer into here and then doing the damage right away. Like, and we kill that. So that solves one of the lands. And now the coastal lands, this is solved, this is solved. This isn't going to ravage, so that's fine. And then these two are these 3 are the only major issues. Okay. Reclaim. And so we want defend, defend. And I think if we use gift, we're in a much stronger place when we combine it with Tempest on this side. So let's see what elements that gets us. That gets us 3 levels, so that's 4 damage. Love that already. And we're kind of getting to the point where we can get that up to 4 in 2 turns. That's nice. And if we reclaim next turn, we'll just do, well, we're probably going to do the damage here. And then so we can reclaim to defend that. And this board is in a good spot. I do think that we definitely reclaim. Let's gain a minor. Haunted by Primal Memories. We've got a beast land that's active, so defend in a land with beast is nice. Sucking Ooze, getting us a little fear. Like calls to like. Our problem is lands that have too many of these things right now. Renewing Rain. I don't love any of these. I'm going to grab Haunted by Primal Memories. Just because like a cheap defend has never been bad. Okay. And so we want to play Tempest. And then probably the slow to fast. And something that has an air on it. Maybe Scatter to the Winds to solve this land. And then next turn, we're dropping Rapid Wings of Sunlight, Gift of Sunlight Air, Call to Guard. And that gets us, I think, the full innate, as long as we add in like Swarming Wasps or either of these. So we will definitely have the full innate next turn. That feels good. Does anyone need range boosts? No, we have presence in all the places we need presence. Okay. And then Tempest of Leaves and Branches is just going to leave a single Explorer here. We can like push the Explorer. Yeah, there's ways that we can. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. Okay, and what do we need? I guess we don't actually need the slow to fast now. So let's instead grab like it just needs to be something with both elements. Maybe the range boost. We don't need it, but it's good for elements. And the reason that I'm keeping the slow to fast for now is that I want it next turn when we have the full innate, because the full innate getting slow to fast is unbelievably strong. Like, I'm looking at this land where we can push out an Explorer in 2 towns, and then the final level kills the city. It just has a lot of really good uses. Okay. Defend 6. Defend 9. Gift of Furious Might. We'll give the range and the energy over this way. Increase by 3. Okay. Hardworking Settlers. Ooh. Push 2 Explorers, add a town to the land without towns, and then immediately Ravage. Getting the double Ravage here is really nice. The double Ravage here, on the other hand, unbelievably brutal, and we hate it. So we would definitely take 3 Blight this turn instead of 1. Removing the bottom stage 2 card immediately springs us into stage 3, which is very painful versus France. We do get to skip a Ravage, so we can skip this one, so we don't take any Blight. On the other hand, this lets us push 2 Dahan in, so now this is going to be defended. This is like a little tricky. I do think we're going to go with create distractions though. I just don't love the light cascade here. Gather up to 3 explorers or towns from a single land into a land with 2 or more invaders. Okay. Let's see. We can clear out this so that it doesn't build next turn. I think is the best use of this. And then we could also clear out that so it doesn't build next turn. And then we just have 2 active lands. That seems nice. Oh, but if we gather into here, this is now 10, so it blights. Maybe we gather just the Explorer into here. Yeah, I think that's right, because now that's only 7. And we get tons of defend all over the place. I think we kill the city and the Explorer, because we're not building a ton of towns, just 3. So we don't really need to like pressure that town down. And then we skip that Ravage. Okay. Simply hate to see this much, this many Explorers on the board. Okay. So, the early stage 3 is particularly rough because normally stage 3 is timed for the Slave Rebellion card. So you get Slave Rebellion card right before the stage 3 card builds. Now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So not next turn, but the turn after. So when this ravages is when we get it. Okay, we can do 4 damage in a land, and then we can also scatter to the winds. Scatter the winds, the best use seems to just be like solving a land. Like we could use it here to push the 3 explorers out into lands that are not going to build. Violent windstorms, we could push something that has a land that has 3. So we could push like town, town, town out of this. I think this is a land that is getting the sped up innate dunked straight into it. So maybe I don't necessarily need to solve that. Huh. Okay. This, I don't know how we're going to defend. We might be just like blighting to scale because we need to be destroying as much, as many explorers as humanly possible so that we don't lose to the town count next turn. Because right now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 towns getting built next turn. Really hate to see that. I mean, we're doing 4 damage. Maybe we just take out all 3 explorers. And I guess if we like defend both of these and get Dahan in, they won't build, so that takes another 2 off of the board, or another 4 off of the board, 2 per land. And we can use scatter here to push there, and then violent windstorms. And should we kill the city for more fear? We are 4 cards away, so 24, 27 fear away from a Terra level 3 victory, though we do only have 3 cities, and we're only building 1 next turn. I do think the responsible thing is to kill the town, just for like pure town count reasons. Okay. And so we have 4 energy, we have to go to 4 card plays. It will cost us 4, and we'll be reclaiming next turn, so I think we gain energy just to like not run into like on the reclaim a weak turn. And I think we want to add here, push that explorer out. And which of these do we want? This gets immediate value of 3 fear. And this we can't use for the Dahan push. So we've got the full innate, it's fast. That's a good position to be in. We can use that to push these 3 into here, a non-building land, and kill the city. We're using the Haunted by Primal Memories here. We don't have a good solution to this, and it's building, which is very annoying. I mean, it doesn't feel good, but maybe we just wrap in Wings of Sunlight into this? Huh. And then here, I think we do have to reclaim. And do we want to go... We have 6 energy. We can't spend that if we want to, so we should go up to an additional card play. And I think we want to get as much of the innate as we can. Furious Might lets us do more damage out of the Violent Windstorms. And Ferocious Rampage. I mean, maybe Veil the Night's Hunt, actually. Because it does just solve this land fully. Right? Yeah. And then... We don't have a solution to this, but even if it blights, we don't really care, because it'll kill the town in the counter swing, and it's not building next turn. Okay. Rapid Wings of Sunlight goes here and pulls these 2 Dahan. We can use, like... Okay. Let's run this out and see how far we can get. We don't need to gather. Though I guess gathering some makes this a good Slave Rebellion target. So we'll move 2. Solved, solved. This doesn't get a solution. It's too far for Call to Guard, too far for Carapace Land. Oh. Okay. So how many towns are we building? 0, 0, 0, 1, 2. This gets full cleared, so 0. Okay, we're pretty good. And I think if we... Let's see how we do this. Let's push them all into inactive lands. Do 4 damage there, and then we can do 3 damage here. Kill a town and an explorer. Okay. So we're taking 1 blight, and we have 1 town built, 2 towns built, and we can just reclaim this exact line of play and clean this out using the slow to fast. So I think we're in a good spot. This says that we're building 4 towns. How is that possible? Oh, it says there's a town building there, but they die in the Ravage, so great. We're so good. And we have an extra defend that we don't need. Is there a better card we could play instead of this? That gets us a little more fear. That gets us the gather. Yeah, let's sub in Herd towards the Lurking Maw instead of Carapest. I think that's right. Because it gets us more fear. Okay. Move 2 there. That's solved. Slow to fast. Push everything over. Okay. And now we can call the guard to like give that a bit of preemptive damage. And given that we have the ability to do damage in the slow, that's kind of appealing. Maybe we call to guard in here, and then we're going to use this damage into there. Oh, that has to have Dahan present. Cool. We can pull in 1 Dahan. Okay. Extra explorers from Brutal, stage 3, that is very tough. Add a beast to a land without town, city, or disease. Not a lot of options. Gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land without Dahan setup symbols. I like here to clean that up. And then if we pull a Dahan, oh, that does have Dahan setup symbols, annoying. We have Slave Rebellion coming next turn. So there's benefit to having Dahan in here so that we can take a lot of this land out with the Slave Rebellion effect. Choose a land and downgrade a town or city or skip the next build action. Oh, baby. This we cannot stop. We can stop this from building, though. And then I guess we can downgrade. None of these are like great places. Like downgrading here isn't good. Okay, I mean, we have to do it on this board, so. Ooh. We can choose which effect comes in first. I don't think it matters. This is so many explorers. Cool, let's put one there, it'll die in the Ravage. And there, it'll die in the Ravage. Okay. I mean, all these lands that were just clear now have 3 explorers in them. This is an awful event for us. I think we need to kill all of the cities very quickly and just rush through this fear deck. We need 17 fear to get to terror level 3, where we just need all the cities dead. We have a town, 1 city, 1 city, 1 city. Okay, I think we're fine. Because if we slow to fast this next turn, it will kill both cities for 4 fear. And then we're going to get 2 fear off of killing 2 towns with this. And then 4 damage that can kill a city. Yeah. Okay, now we just need 12 fear. We should make sure that we can actually get that. We also do have Slave Rebellion coming. So that's going to let us destroy a town. And then 2 towns or cities die as long as they have Dahan in the land. So that will kill 2 towns on this board. And we need to push Dahan into one of these lands so that we can clean up there. We can use that with Wrap in Wings of Sunlight to gather Dahan into this. So I think we're just using this for elements. Yeah. Okay, and Slave Rebellion is coming up. I have not mistimed that. Reclaim. Gain a minor. Rain of Blood. And we're going to go almost the exact line that we did last time. And then here we just want a fear max. So 2 fear off of this card, and then 1 fear, 1 fear. Yeah. We can use this to push the Dahan into there for Slave Rebellion positioning. And this is 1 fear, this is 1 fear. We can only play 1. Okay. Great. Let's make sure that we've won this. Pull in the Dahan. And slow to fast. Push 1 explorer. 2 towns. And we can do 4 damage. Okay. And so we just need 6 fear and for the city to die. And I should do that slightly differently, actually, I think. I think we just want to kill the city right off the bat. Okay. And so we need... Huh. 6 fear. That gets us 2 of them. Push these into here. The better to Slave Rebellion it. Defend. And then... Yeah, I think we're gonna have enough fear. Gather a Dahan. +1 range. And... yeah. Okay, we're at terror level 3, there's no cities. We got this. There was no reason to panic despite how many explorers got added. I thought this was really cool. The event deck was deeply, deeply unkind to us, but I think it showed off all of the neat symmetry that these spirits have. The way the slow to fast from Sunbright Whirlwind can be used on either of their innates, and in particular, the way the extra damage from Gift of Furious Might really synergizes quite well with Sunbright Whirlwind's all of its chip damage. I really dug this game. I thought it was fun. This is a great combo. Underrated, if I may say. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what Horizon Spirits your favorite are and which you'd like to see games of. I think they all work together really well in interesting ways. So let me know which ones you want to see me play.